Good evening, everyone. We'll start off. It's 8:05 now, so good evening to all. So first of all, I would like the presiding officer, Regional Director, Viceman, PWF, Manoj Nair to self-caller, and then we will do the invocation. We have a combined prayer and the pledge to the nation. So, RD, can you hear me?
Done. Proceed, please. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Next, we're going to start off with the combined prayer, and that's going to be done by Vice Woman HRM Lenny Abraham. Lenny, please.
Lord, bless all wise men, wise minutes, wise youth, and wiselings gathered here. Our fellowship with thee held dear. Grant that our meeting might be blessed with thee ever, our ever unseen guest. Bless wise men's, wise minutes, wise youth, and wiselings clubs throughout the earth. Grant each of them a new rebirth to serve each other. Give them life to save the world from further strife.
Thank you. And next is a pledge to the nation. I may request Viceman Renjith, Chempakara to
Pledge to the nation.
Yeah.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. Great and dear motherland,
Great and dear motherland,
we salute thee.
we
salute
thee.
We pledge our loyalty
We pledge our
loyalty
and promise our best efforts
and promise
to bring thee honor and glory.
to bring the honor and glory.
We acknowledge our duty to thee
We
We
acknowledge
acknowledge our duty
and pray that we be
and
and pray that we be
worthy citizens of the nation.
worthy citizens of the nation.
Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
Thank you.
Thank you, Renjith. Okay, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, respected regional director, distinguished trainers, regional service directors, club leadership, and dear Viceman leaders from across the Middle East region. Warm and heartfelt welcome to each one of you to the Viceman Middle East region leadership training for Wisdom 2026-27. It's indeed a great pleasure to see many of you dedicated leaders joining us online this evening. I would expect more and more people to join within the next few minutes. This training session has been organized to prepare and equip our club and EMEA leadership teams for the exciting year ahead. Today's program will help us better understand our roles and our responsibilities, improve our administrative skills, and familiarize ourselves with the regional systems that will support our work throughout the year. On behalf of everyone present, I extend our sincere appreciation to our lead trainer, Viceman HM, Sherring Thekekara, who will kick off the main training session on Viceman organization and your responsibilities as members and leaders. Later in the evening, our other team members, Viceman Renjith Chempakara, will take you through the information system, which is called iMIS, and Viceman PWF, Ajit John Thomas, will cover the monthly reporting portal tool. I encourage every participant to actively enjoy or engage in today's session. Please ask questions at the end of each session. And participate in the discussions and make the most of this opportunity to learn from one another. Knowledge you gain today will not only benefit you personally, but will also strengthen your clubs and enhance the impact of our service throughout the region. Together, we can build vibrant clubs, inspire new members, and continue making a positive difference in our communities. Once again, thank you all for joining this evening. I wish each of you a productive, informative, and inspiring training session. Thank you. And over to you, Viceman, Regional Director, Viceman Manoj Nair, for the presidential address.
Good evening to you all. Respected Regional Secretary, Viceman HRM Verghese John, Honorable Lead Trainer, Viceman Sherring Thekekara, and my Cabinet colleague, Vicewoman Lenny Abraham LRD, and all my regional office colleagues, and my dear regional council members, and club cabinet, and invited guests for the training. And as you all know that today, for the current Wisdom year, this is our kickoff activity, the first online training session for club cabinet members and all the RSDs, but it's a comprehensive session. Training will be led by Viceman HM Sherring Thekekara. You all can listen the informative session, and please ask any questions at the end of the session, and we'll be permitting a question answer session separately for that. And post that, Viceman Renjith will be explaining about iMIS, and once it is finished, and Mr. Viceman Ajit John Thomas will be explaining about our MER online portal and things. So I wishing you, each and everyone who joined here today, expressing a great and knowledgeable session ahead. And with that, I officially inaugurating the first kickoff activity of MER region, officially inaugurated. And let's commence, and thank you for everyone who joined.
Thank you, Manoj, Viceman Manoj. Nair. Sherring, can we kick off your session now?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, we're loud and clear. We'll share the presentation now on screen. Please do let us know when you want to basically change the screen, change the slides.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good evening, RD, Viceman Manoj, RS Viceman Varghese John, LRD, Vicewoman Leni, and all gathered here. It's a pleasure to be addressing you today, and thanks for the opportunity. And at the outset, let me also thank RD and Viceman Varghese John and Leni for helping put up this presentation. This has been a distillation of a series of training programs that was held earlier by other dignitaries, including our RD. We have tried to make it as crisp as possible and address some of the things that we should know as vicemen and what would inspire us to also motivate others to be more active in the club and also invite more members into the club. Before we start, most of us here are leaders in our own organization, and everyone has been part of Vicemen for long. So you know the reason why we are here. For the rather newcomers, if there are any, this is a proud organization with a heritage of over 100 years, with more than 1,500 clubs globally, with a membership of more than 25,000, 26,000 members, present in over 80 countries. So we are a truly global organization. And that is the structure, the discipline, and the decorum that we enjoy, right? This is a very old organization, but that's moving with time. So you'll see towards the end of the presentation what we are looking at strategy. Also, we are having our own head office in headquarter building in Geneva, which is very rare to large organizations, social organizations that are there. We have a beautiful office in Geneva owned by Vicemen, and I urge if you are there, you should visit. That would also increase the respect and the pride of joining an organization like ours, registered, recognized by UN, and we create a lot of impact globally, probably $3 to $4 million of impact we create every year. And why I'm saying this is, sometimes we do not also get to see our annual reports, which are all published in the Viceman website. I checked today, 24-25 website is already there. Report is there, 25-26 will come shortly. And as leaders, I think it is also a responsibility to know more about the organization that we represent. And also that would help us to talk to more people of what we are. So this is the idea. And let's start into the session. I would not spend too much time on each of the slides. The slides that you feel that you need more elaboration, please keep typing into the chat box, and then we can pick it up at the end of the session. So let's move on. Yeah. So basically, today's training is to address the presidents, secretaries, and treasurers. More trainings would be done in the future to address the RSDs and other part of the regional office bearers. Now, I always say that, look, why are we joining organizations like Vicemen or community organizations? Of course, we got to change the world, big idea. But I think before that, it gives us a lot of betterment of self and improvement of self. Now, that gives us opportunities to grow into better individuals, better professionals, better, change makers in the community. So the first thing that organization gives is better self. then better communities. Of course, we know what we're doing as a organization. It improves the communities, and then it leads to better world, right? So without a doubt, our organization lays foundation for big impact. Let's move on. So we'll go through the core definitions of what our organization is, and what are the executive alignments that we need, and how we work. Now, one is the ABCs of Weissman. The membership, as you know, as all of us have been inducted into the organization, there has been one question: will you be active? That is the reason why we are coming here. We got to be active, and all our members have to be active. Now, what does active mean? It means two things. One, it means that we got to participate in whatever the club is doing, in all its activities. And of course, it has to also mean that the members have to pay the dues, right? Because we have an organization that needs to be run. There are a lot of global initiatives. I mean, a $4 million initiative doesn't come without everybody contributing towards it and building an organization that structures and supports it over 100 years, right? So some little dues that we pay is needed to maintain an organization. I mean, it's a cost, but that's needed to keep the organization moving forward. So definitely, there are some dues for international, area, regional, and zonal. This needs to be paid. And once that is paid, then the membership becomes active, right? And that is the way the member clubs are recognized by counting the membership. So active in operations in what we do, and active in the club and the community, as well as active in paying the dues. This is one side of the story. The other side is how are we structured as the organization? We have a proper structure. As I said, the international headquarters is in Geneva. We have an international president, a secretary, a treasurer, and the council members are international past president and international treasurer. Then all the area presidents, we work in 8 areas. All the 8 areas are part of the international office bearers. And their job is to strategize, to promote, to give the right goodwill, and to give the right message and motivation to the organization. Let's move forward. As I said, 1922, 104 years. This is a huge legacy that we carry. As you all know, this was founded by Judge Paul William Alexander. And he is the one who coined the acknowledge the duty that accompanies every right. I mean, for me personally, this has been highly impactful in continuing in this movement, right, as a Weissling, probably from 84 or 85. But that one phrase is big enough. It says to acknowledge. It doesn't say to deliver. You got to see the word that he chose was you should acknowledge. Now, the motivation or the principle behind it is if you acknowledge the duty, then you are bound to deliver on the duty. I mean, it's a very powerful way and very subtle way of putting that you got to deliver, be active, be participative. So that phrase is what is taking us 1922 onwards. 1920 is what's written here. I thought it was 22. Okay, sorry. He started the YMCA club and started the movement in 1922. And he continued to be the honorary member till 1967. Most of the hymns and songs that we have is written by Judge Paul William Alexander. And we celebrate his Founders' Day on 8th of December. So these are some of the things that we should know. And as you know, we are an active association of people, right? What we do is we do voluntary service, but we are very value-based in what we do. The main purpose, as per our constitution, we have formed for serving the communities that we live in, the local communities. This is where the maximum impact we can make. Our members are called Weissmen, Weisswomen, and we are committing our financial and time resources into a movement. And that's a big thing, because most of the people in Middle East, the members, are very active in their profession, in their business, in many things that we do. And we all carry a lot of opportunities with us when we come here. That's a good thing to have. But at the same time, it also, again, going back, we have to be acknowledging the duty. We have been privileged. We've got the right. Yes, we did work for that. No doubt about it. But definitely that also comes with the duty to deliver, not just for ourselves, for those around us. Now, that's what this organization actually provides a platform, right? Individually, we can do stuff, we can do things, but collectively, we can do much better. So that element of people coming together is what is the main motivation and main driving force of Weizmann. Of course, we got to come into voluntary service. Now, we don't have a structured way of committing a certain number of hours, but in many other countries, there are committed hours that every week people put into voluntary service. This is a part of their structure, especially in Scandinavia and all, they do it a lot. But yes, we know that all the members do commit their time and efforts into the organization. If we move forward, again, as I said, we are a global organization, so our thinking should also be world-minded. Many of our efforts, you can see it cut across regional and country boundaries. As again, what we are all aware, our membership at the time when we became part of Weizmann, there are different expectations from becoming a Weizmann. There is a need to be an idealist. There is somebody who has got to take initiative. There is some commitment to make an impact. So definitely, So as we can see here, the three main motivations are idealism, industry, and innovation. These are the three things that are expected. And the outcomes are like we should have an identity. We should preserve the identity and take the identity forward. We should drive inclusivity. Our clubs, as you can see, there is nobody who's excluded from the club. There has to be interest in what we are doing so that the outcomes are shared and we can celebrate the successes. And then everybody has to take initiative. So these are the 7 I's of being a Weizmann. Of course, we'll share this with you all. So there are industry, initiative, identity, interest, inclusivity, innovation, and on top of everything, idealism, right? These are the drivers for Weizmann. If you go back to the earlier slide. So when we talk about the 7 I's, we commit to that, and that's where the dedication to Weizmann movement comes. And as I mentioned, there are many opportunities to cut across, our region, our area, and to international. The organization provides opportunities to participate in international conventions. And that's where the true force and true power of becoming a part of Weizmann comes about, right? You get to see people from Latin America, from places like Peru. Some people can't even speak the English language, which thankfully we all have that advantage, but they still communicate, they deliver the addresses in their language with the use of translators, and they talk about the beautiful stories they do in different parts of the world, whether it is in US, Canada, Africa, Asia, Scandinavia, Denmark, Sweden, Sri Lanka. This is not a club or an association which is just formed by few Indians, especially most of us are Malayalis in Dubai or in India, right? It's a global organization. And I definitely think all of us have to really reach out and then extract the real potential of this organization. I mean, that's where we will also get benefited as individuals being part of a large organization. Let's move on. So what do we bring in as a value proposition? We have to do some contributions and we have to take rewards. So let's go into that and then see what we are doing. As I said, the benefits of becoming part of an organization is, every man and woman is having an intention to do good. I don't think anybody in this room today has got any other view. Like everybody wants to do good, but this gives you a platform and opportunity to deliver on being that service or doing that good. So this is one opportunity that it provides. It allows us to participate in global programs. Like you will see in the later slides, road bike malaria, a big scourge of malaria. You can't fight it alone. I mean, how can you fight malaria sitting in Dubai? Malaria is in LATAM and in Africa. So we got to be part of a global organization. Some programs like that get matching funds from, the global development organizations as well as, the UK Development Fund. So if you put one net is given by someone. If you put one vaccine for malaria, somebody comes up with one vaccine. Now that is the impact we can create, in global programs, right? The next one is constructive use of time. Definitely, our clubs are a very good forum for using our time in a very positive manner, not just for us, for our families, our children, our youth, and also for the society. Opportunities for self-development. And this is very big factor, right? I think most of our links and youth who have gone through this Weissman movement would acknowledge that later in their lives, that look, this has given us confidence to face, to address public, how to organize ourselves, how to conduct a board meeting. Because the decorum that a 104 years old organization brings, and which has been maintained, is something. We conduct our clubs exactly as a board of a large company. There is proper minute taking, there is proper actions, there is proper follow-up, there is proper decorum, there is proper discipline. And these are things that everybody can follow, not just us, the youth, the links, and that sets the foundation. And our association with YMCA, this is something which is very active in some countries. In some countries, it needs improvement. But this is basically a service club to a YMCA. It was formed as that, and we are mandated to work with YMCA in its global activities. So that's the benefits. There are many more, as I said, global possibilities, to do fellowship, to become sister clubs. There are different ways we can benefit from this. So these are some of the benefits. And what are the obligations? As I said, not big obligations. Just be active in the club, pay the dues that is there, and then be a very, very critical part of the community that you are in. So contribute, donate to international programs, support, encourage, inspire other members. I can tell you there are so many things that happen. I don't want to name a name now. I'm sure he's on the forum today. I had a call yesterday from India. There is a person who was taken ill. He had low glucose in a very remote place in Saudi, about 250, 300 kilometers from Riyadh. So what did I do? I'm just giving you one instance of how organizations like Weissman is helpful. And I don't know this person, it's a cousin's cousin, but they said, look, we are getting stuck. He's alone, the wife and children are not getting the right message. So I called Weissman Club of Jeddah. They immediately, one of our members volunteered to go all the way today morning. He traveled yesterday. Yesterday he went the 300 kilometers. He drove, went and met the person, somehow managed to get into the ICU. And he gave such a good news because the family has been told that he will be collapsing and they should come. There is no way to come out of that coma. Thankfully, the person is recovered. Now, our member doesn't know the person. I remotely know the person. But the thing is, the good that we can do for simple things like this, it's not the big good, right? These are the things that an organization provides. And, we don't know when we need the help, how we can get it done. But I'm telling you, these are the little deeds that we can be proud of being part of Weissman. So this is what we need to encourage also. Right? It also changes our attitude to life, right? It is not like the big thing we got to do. If this can actually bring... Yeah, sorry. Can you move the slide? Yeah, so as I was saying, we are a global organization. So we work with the international office. Then there are areas, as we said, 8 areas. Each area is split into regions. As we know, we are part of India area, and MER is one of the regions. Sorry, you can stick to that earlier slide. Yeah. Then under regions, there are districts. There are zones, then districts and clubs. Now, in our region, there are 2 zones and 3 districts, as you know. But in larger regions, there are much more zones. Like this is a structure. So international president is Reverend Dr. John William Eltwick. He was earlier the international president or secretary of YMCA for many years, and he has now become our president. As you can see, these are the 8 areas that we have: Africa, Asia Pacific, Canada, Caribbean, Europe, India, in which YSMN HRM Maman Uman is the area president. Then we have Korea, Latin America, and USA. And under the India area, we have 9 regions, as you can see in the slide: Southwest India region, Central Travancore region, Midwest India region, West India region, Middle East region, led by our own Viceman PWF Manoj Pinaya. We have South India region, we have South Central India region, we have Central India region, and then we have Northeast and Northeastern India region. So these are the 8 regions. So as we can reasonably take pride, over the last several years, India area's work, the organization has become quietly developing across India. And we now have many clubs that are formed by people who are from other states, from Orissa, from Tamil Nadu, from Telangana, from Assam. There are different communities who are now coming together. So it is now becoming a India organization, right? And below the region, we have 2 zones. Zone 1 led by Vice Woman HRM Lenny Abraham, which takes care of UAE, Oman, and Qatar. And although Qatar Club is not yet active, but UAE and Oman is active. And Saudi is led by Viceman PWF Deepak Verghese, that is the Zone 2. And under the Zone 1, under these 2 zones, there are 3 districts. District 1 DG is Viceman PWF Angelo Shelton, and District 2 DG is Viceman PWF Verghese Jacob, and District 3 DG is Viceman Stephen Scaria. So that's how we are organized. And there is a video that is coming up, showing up what is the vision that our international president has got for the new year. What empowering life means, how we are getting united, how we go with one family and purpose. So this will be covered in a short video that's coming up soon.
At the International YMI convention in Chiang Mai, a metaphor was shared: the blue music.
Not just words, not just a theme, but a vision. Blue music is a symbol of the values of YMI. And this is what defines the YMI: love, empathy, courage, creativity, freedom, selflessness, hope. They are the values that bring people together, not in fear, but in fellowship. We share these values around the world of YMI. The opposite of blue music is grey music, the music of violence, war, and injustice. Throughout history, goodness has changed the world. Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King Jr., Nelson Mandela, Mother Teresa, they proved one truth: goodness is power. And today, the world needs goodness in action more than ever. In 2026 to 27, YMI is called to awaken. Our theme for 2026-27 is waking the sleeping giant with blue music. The giant is YMI itself, its clubs, its members, its wisdom, its global strength. The giant does not sleep from weakness. It sleeps because it forgets its own power. And we will awaken it, not with force, not with authority, but with blue music. Throughout joyful fellowship, inclusive leadership, creative service, intergenerational activities, and courageous compassion. Blue music in action means bringing club members together in campfires to envision change, fighting loneliness and celebrating aging as strength, protecting our planet through fighting waste and promote sustainable actions, fighting malaria and strengthening YMI international programs, deepening collaboration with YMCA, expanding local community service at club level. 1,000 local initiatives, hundreds of participants, countless lives empowered. Our slogan for 2026-27 is YMI, Empowering Life. To empower life is to recognize value in every person, offer fellowship instead of charity, dignity instead of pity, opportunity instead of sympathy. As members of YMI, we are not managers of structure. We are providers of the power of love. Let us serve with joy. Let us spread love through action. Let us awaken the sleeping giant. Let us empower life together with blue music.
Yeah, I think that captures it all. I mean, whatever I was saying for the last few minutes or like 10 to 30 minutes, this video captures it all. I think it has been well put together by our international president. And I think that's a very motivational video, really explaining why we are together as wise men. Maybe we can continue with the rest of the slides. Thank you. So we'll quickly go through some of the aspects of how we are structured and what the club is. Can you go to the next step? Yeah, so, to function or to charter a club, because many of you will be chartering clubs, new clubs this year. So what we need is a minimum is 15, right? 5 members is the minimum needed to charter a new club. And we need 15 members to get the voting rights in international elections. But 5 is enough to start a club, right? So we can definitely find 5 like-minded people to form a new club. Now, by any chance, if somehow some clubs are not able to retain the 5 members, at least 3 paying members means a club would still be recognized as a club, right? Below 3, it will have to be then wound up, or we'll have to find another member who is paying member. So this is the minimum requirement: 5 to form, minimum 3 to maintain, and 15 to get rights of vote. And we have a charter, we have a constitution, we have code of conduct. All of that is available. It's all public documents. And we call ourselves Wise Men Club, Wise Women's Club, and also as Wise Service Club. And if need be, there is also Wise Men and Women's Club also, right? So there are 4 types of clubs that can be chartered. Once the club is duly formed and all due diligence is done, then they get a charter, a formation document coming from the international. And that is something that is going to be maintained with the club as a recognition of their formation. So this is something that we got to be looking for. Let's move on. Yeah. Now, as the club was founded in 1922 as a service club of YMCA, initially going also, there are certain values and principles that had more of Christian emphasis, but any good religion has got all the right things to follow, right? So it is with the emphasis that was started. But while it is started with the Christian or founded in the teachings of Jesus Christ, it is a multi-faith, multi-community club, and it's an inclusive club. And we borrow the good from all, because good is the only power that we have. Coming to club, the formation and the functioning of the club is maintained by the club directors, the board of directors. It has got 5 permanent members, and the rest are people who are selected: president, incoming president, previous president, IPP, treasurer, secretary, bulletin editor, and vice guy. 6 of them are part of the club board, and they have to continue to be part of the club board. Then there are other chairman and senior club service directors who are invited to the board. Typically, it is a one-year term starting from July 1st to 30th of June. And it's always recommended that fresh set of leaders take over every year, or in the minimum, at least the roles are changed so that, there is opportunities for everyone to take leadership positions and also feel involved in the club, which is happening in our clubs. But at the same time, we have to actively encourage people to take, other positions in the board so that they get to participate and get trained how the club's affairs are being conducted. So this is something that we always have. And the protocols is the other thing. As I said, our club our movement has got a certain decorum and discipline. So we got to follow that when we conduct official meetings. And I've been told many times by visiting guests that many of them who come to a Weissman meeting first time, they are quite zapped and stunned by the way we conduct our meetings. And this, I'm sure many of you have experienced. The guests say that, look, I've gone to so many organizations, I've never seen something that is conducted with this discipline. And that's also something that we got to carry on, right? So that is why these rules have been set. There is an opening invite the dignitaries to the dais. Then there is a collaring of the officials, which should not be forgotten. And vice guy is the one who is doing the collaring. After that, the presiding officer has to call the meeting to order. Sometimes we have seen the MCs inadvertently calling the meeting to order. You should advise them. Calling the meeting to order is the president or the presiding officer's job. Whether it's the president, DG, LRD, RD, they are the people who will call the meeting to order. Then invocations are mandatory. That is our Weissman hymns, Weissman prayers, pledge to the nation and host national anthem. These are the things that we play as invocation. Then we come to the welcome address. Normally it is given by the secretary. President keeps presidential address and other chief guest does the messages and a few felicitations. And at the end of the meeting, there is closing. There is wise guy in action. Normally, that's where some collections are done for a certain charitable purpose. There is vote of thanks, maybe treasurer, maybe other appointed people. Then there is Indian national anthem. As we are part of the India area, our Indian national anthem is played. And then there is adjournment of the meeting, again done by the presiding officer. So starting the meeting, calling it to order, and adjournment are always the presiding officer's responsibility. And please do note, all the meetings have to be officially closed before any other entertainment activities are started. That is the discipline that we got to maintain. And we also noticed, many of you also would have noticed, and what we recommend is sometimes, many of our meetings, people start addressing all the dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, everybody one by one. And this is something that we should try not to do, because once in the welcome address, once all the dignitaries have been recognized, we can just simply say that all guest protocols have been observed and then move on with whatever you need to say, whether it's address or felicitation. Otherwise, it's quite boring, actually, just to call out 10 names, 12 names, and then half the time is wasted. And each of the person is doing it. So I think we should also move with time. The younger generation many times ask us, why are we doing this? This is definitely not on. So I think it's good to say that, yes, we recognize everyone and we say that all guest protocols have been observed. And then we move on to the order of the day, right? But of course, in the welcome address, as well as in the end at the vote of thanks, we need to recognize the invited dignitaries. Also, the vote of thanks have to recognize the dignitaries present or invited. There are some doubts that have come. We'll address that at the end of the meeting. Can we move on? Yeah, again, any organization, harmony in the organization is what is going to drive. This is a social community organization. None of us are coming into the club to get more tension from the club. So we got to make sure there is harmonious functioning. And that's something that we all have to engage. So one of the biggest things that we do for that is, most of our clubs divide our work between three things: official club matters, entertainment, as well as social service. So, whatever differences, minor opinions that we have, at least when it comes to entertainment, everybody is together. So this is very clear that we should try to keep something going so that the talent and the engagement is there with all the members. We should encourage our vice minutes and vice youth and vice links to actively participate. And that would mean that there is continuity in the club. We should celebrate birthdays and weddings together, anniversaries together, and any other occasion of joy should be celebrated. And the requirement for each club is to celebrate the Founders Day and the Charter Day. These are the two celebrations that officially needs to be done by the clubs. There has to be outdoor activities. Many clubs are very active. So this needs to be part of the club's programs. There has to be leadership opportunities for the vice links. Give them opportunities for anchoring, and they do exceedingly good job. So also give them confidence for other, roles. Service programs, active participation. There are enough ways of doing it, as well as pay the dues, as we said, so that the good standing club status can be maintained. So these are the way we engage in the club. Can we move? Now, as we know, every club has got key members who leads the club. That's the PSTs, the President, Secretary, and Treasurer. We'll just go through quickly what the roles and responsibilities are. I don't want to take too much time because I'm sure we'll share this with you all. So we can refer to this anytime you need. But one thing is, when a president, this is the president's duty, he is the chief executive of the club. So he has to take a lot of leadership, understanding the organization when he is selected, build the team, select the board, speak with people, get like-minded, get consultation with the old board, the IPP, and select the members, set the goals for the year in consultation with the board, and then start the planning, budgeting, and training. So president has got a very, very active role in leading the organization. Immediately after the installation, he has to start the official conduct of the club, opening, closing of the club meetings, presiding the meetings, arranging special meetings if there are any need to do that. He has got a deciding vote that he can always cast, looking at the logic and the merits of the case. Of course, his main task is focusing on membership and extension. And the minimum that is called on to the club president is to at least form one new club, and support the MER's projects. So this is the minimum expectations from the club president. Can we move on? Again, there are enough tools within our organization to see how goal setting is done. Normally, we can see that our international set goals, like our IPP has already set what the vision is beautifully. The area president will set the vision. The regional president and director will set the vision. The LRD will set the vision. The DG will set the vision. So it's not that presidents have to now come up with, of course, the initiative is always good, but there are certain things that are already preset, right? So if you can see what is being followed in the region and in the area, you will get to know what are the things that you have to get as a goal. I know that RD has been given a big target for the year for membership extension or club extension. So every club has to now come into that action and then bring it together, right? So that's a goal setting. The next piece is the planning of the budget. Of course, you are guided by your earlier year. The new clubs have to find new ways of doing it, but established clubs always have got a history. So you can get that earlier accounts and then plan the budget for the year. And there is training system. So there is a proper training. This is one of them. There are enough forums and you can refer to that link. and see how best the trainings can be done. Can we move? Can move on. So we don't have to overstress this. The presidents have been selected because they do have some of these qualities. One of the things that we got to do is a president is the father of the club. He has to maintain the harmony, resolution of conflicts, because there can't be any partiality in this decision. It has to be objective. So this is one thing that we got to do. Communication is extremely important. In between the club meetings, between the monthly meeting, the president has to get in touch with some of the members at least, so that they know that it is not that once in 3 months or once in 1 month we meet. So some level of interaction is needed, and motivation is needed. We got to have active monitoring of the club's activities and reporting, which is also important, so that the larger organization will know the activities of the club. Definitely train the board members on what they have to deliver, and continue to avoid disputes, if at all. And then what ideally the presidents can refer to the leadership in the zones, in the districts, in the regions for advice, right? That's why there is a structure of leadership that is present. So nobody is alone in this organization. Let's move on. The club secretary, if the president is the CEO, the club secretary is the engine, right? Because a lot of heavy lifting is done by the club secretaries, and in a very good manner. They take the full administrative responsibility of the club, supporting the club. They have to ensure that the assets of the clubs are properly kept, the club history and the records are properly maintained, and whatever is needed, he has to be fully conversant with the club, district, regional, etc., the protocols that are needed, and prepare the calendar for the club, make sure that it is aligned with the district, the zone, and the region, so that there are no conflicts, and then keep the entire goals for the wisdom year in check, right? What has been preset, agree with the president, and then make sure that it is translated into action, and then it is reviewed. So this is what the secretary has to do. And then you have to maintain the guest list, members list, mailing list, birthday list, all of that, which is needed to ensure that the club is, in good shape. Again, the agenda for the board meeting needs to be discussed and aligned. Correspondences has to be monitored, maintain the minutes of the meeting, publicize the activities of the club wherever it is needed. Detailed program and project register need to be maintained, and membership maintenance of the list of the people, including the family information, needs to be done. And then make sure that all the reports are uploaded into the reporting portal. MER is the first region anywhere who is using a full digital reporting tool. So please familiarize yourself with that portal and then load the reports in time. It also gives you points and awards, but beyond that, I was telling the RD, we should probably get recognized for one of the best awards from the international for becoming the first digital region. I mean, it's a work of all the RDs who have put a lot of efforts to get it done. So this is a very good way of actually downloading these reports post-reporting, right? So please do follow that. Big job for the club secretaries. Let's move on. The treasurers, the financial backbone of the club, make sure that the budget is properly maintained. We constitute the budget at the beginning of the year. Make sure that all the funds are spent as per the board's decision. We are a social organization, but we are also subject to audits. So please make sure that all the receipts are properly kept. Any expenditure that is being done is properly authorized, so that there is no question later on. And good order's sake, submit maybe quarterly reports at the board meeting, so that everybody is aware what's going on in the club. And what we suggest is that the audited accounts, at least 60 days from closure of the year, 30th June, when we close the activity, at least within 60 days, we should submit the audited accounts. because the more it gets delayed, people would not know what is happening, and it is not a good order, right? So maybe some advice will come from the RD on when the audit has to be completed. Definitely, the main job is to ensure that the dues are properly paid in timely manner to the district, the zone, the region, the international. There are every member should get the receipts and also make sure that the remittances are made and also take the total responsibility for the dues. There are new methods that has been introduced from this year, wherein the payment of the member dues can be done directly. There are some QR codes that are getting circulated for that, so there is more transparency in the dues collection, and that will be circulated to you. I mean, it must have been already circulated to you. Ms. Mohan? Okay, now just to talk about what are the dues that we need to pay. So, the international dues that we have to pay is 2,100 rupees per member, and that is to be paid semi-annually. And this is what I said, there's a new process that has been circulated. So this can be paid through the portal. There is 150 rupees, which is going towards Time of Fast 100, Brotherhood Fund 20, and other funds 20 for ASF and Extension 10. So this is 150, which is dues applicable for the different funds that we have, and whatever Wise Women and Wise Youth also needs to be paid. Then there are area dues, which is 85 rupees per member, and because we are Middle East region, the regional dues is 45 dirhams per semester for each Wise Man, Wise Woman and for Wise Women clubs. So this is basically regional dues that needs to be paid per semester. And the zonal and district dues, it depends on what the zonal LRD and the DG will communicate. That is to support the zonal and district activities. So these are the minimum amounts that needs to be paid. Again, this will be communicated by the secretary, by the regional and district secretary to all of the clubs, so that there is proper understanding of what dues have to be paid. Can we move? The next one is the compliance portal. It is important that all the submissions are made through the portal. It's 100% digital. The reporting of the number of club members, all the activities is done. So please, there will be a training for that, which Viceman Renjith will do later after this program. So this is needed at least 10 months of the year, except for the last 2 months. We need to load all the information on the portal. And all the activities that we are conducting, there are ways to load that into the portal. So please do follow, because the club's performance is something that is going to be monitored through here. So it's a responsibility of the secretary and the official to ensure that it is loaded, because the efforts of the club and the members have to be properly recognized. So this needs to be done, and there are certain dates set so that it can be properly published. So the due dates are 10th of every calendar month. So please do familiarize yourself with the portal, and presidents would get the credentials of how to access the portal. Let's move on. Now, there are certain awards and recognitions and honors, because we are an international club. There are regional awards and honors. I'm sure you will get to know more of that. I'm just touching upon the basics. There are regional awards that regional director will set up the criteria. You should track the performance. There cannot be any confusion in what award criterions are. Please do make sure that you understand that, and then you work towards it. And if there is any escalations or any doubts, then please do follow the protocol, meeting up with the DG, DS or RS, and share it before the 10th of the subsequent month, so that, if there is anything that needs to be corrected, it can be done. And there are booster club awards. There are also times for that, for both for formation of clubs as well as the booster members. Individual members can also get booster member award. That is for sponsoring more than 3 members, 3 or more members. So these are also awards that the region provides. There will be I'm sure, communication on all these awards later or maybe already it's been done, or it will come soon. Let's move on. Then there are international awards. There are 4 that are most relevant. One is the Extension Beyond Borders Award. We can, of course, form clubs outside of our region. And first year, we will get the credit as much as I know. The first year, the founding club will get the credit. After that, the club will be then domiciled with the region where it is formed. But this is something that would qualify us for Extension Beyond Borders Award, which needs to be discussed and understood. Normally, it is awarded where clubs are not there in that area or in country. It's not that if we just go and open a club where already it is present, Weissman is strong, you may or may not get it. But the preference is given if it is in a country where Weissman is not there. Then there is Alf Reynolds Award. This is an award, I should admit that this is the time that I also got to know that there's an award like this. This is for the discipline and administration. And definitely we got to get to see what is this award and how best we can get to win this award. Then there's Elmer Crew Award for the DGs, for their performance, the club extension and activities. Then there is Harry Ballantyne Award, which I am told that in the India area that only one gentleman has won, one Weissman has won in the history of Weissman for the last, I don't know how many years Weissman has been there in India. I'm sure some of our members would qualify for this very prestigious award in the future. This is the 4 international awards. Then there are different other endowment awards. Sorry, we can move on. We can work to contribute towards endowment funds. There are different endowment funds that are there, and the minimum contribution is about 50 CHFs. And what these endowment funds are used are also very clear in the subsequent slides. And this special projects extension, these are things that needs some amount of funding from the clubs so that this can be moved on, right? There are a lot of work that is being done by the international in expanding the organization to newer territories. Many times you cannot expect them to start funding it, so we need to figure out some of these endowment funds for extension and other reasons why it's being built. Let's move on. There are ways we can also contribute to the international endowment. One is by offering a tribute. This is a club or individual can put up to 150, and then an entry will be made. There is a golden book. It is not a myth. It is kept, and I have seen it also. In the international headquarters, there is a book that is kept. And I also checked, there are names that are written. So there is a book in which the entry is made once the contributions are made. Then there is PWF, which many of us are familiar with. That again is 150 CHF is the minimum. Again, there is an entry in the golden book. And there is double PWF, which means if you pay 300 francs, then you become double PWF. So these are the 3 international endowment funds. Then there are honor roll member, which is 1,000 francs. Then there is honor roll club. The clubs can also take this, honor roll. And I do encourage some of our older clubs should try and then take the honor roll club award, endowments. And then there is also a friend of endowment, which is a 50 CHF contribution, right? So please do look into these endowment funds and see what can be done at a club level. Can we move on? Yeah. And as international service, Weissman is involved in different projects. Many of these funds that we contribute, as you know, we have experienced what time of fast can be used for. Many of that comes back to the region for our own philanthropic activities. So in a way, the donations that we make comes in very handy for some of the large projects that we run. There is ASF, which is educational grant, which is provided to YMCA, Alexander Scholarship Fund. Then there is Rollback Malaria. Again, we have association with global organizations to get matching funds, and that is extremely important. This is also a SDG, a UN Sustainable Development Goal, which we are working with. So this is the reason why we have taken that as a priority. Then there's Brotherhood Fund, which is for cultural exchange fellowship. These are things that we should also benefit from. Our youth are going. We should see how some of these exchange programs we can benefit from. Then there is an extension support, as I said, to develop clubs in areas and new territories where probably the initial charter and funding has to be supported by international. So these are the 5 reasons why these funds are being collected. So let's move on. So that more or less brings me to the end of the presentation. What I wanted to say is, look, we are part of an organization. There is definitely all of us can get to improve ourselves. As I put 3 quotes here. I like this one where Edmund Hillary said, when he came down from Mount Everest after conquering it, the press asked him, what was your biggest fear? And so he said that, look, it's not the mountain. It is just ourselves. So the biggest challenge is ourselves, right? So the thing that we got to do as leaders and as members to inspire others is, look, fine, you may have a stage fright, you may have a problem in coming forward, but we would help to conquer it ourselves as well as for our colleagues. So this is one. The other thing is, sometimes we also set low standards, right? I mean, that's the second quote. You got to set high standards, right? It's better to attempt and fail at that rather than setting some very small standards and say that we achieved it, right? So that's where the motivation comes from the president, the secretary, the treasurer, the board. Set some high standards and strive for it. And the leadership, you got to lead it like a pack of, maybe you may think that it's a pack of sheep, but one leader is good enough to change it into a fighting force. So make sure, like any other profession that you have, make sure that this is also equally done with that kind of motivation that you can do. And the bottom 3 is for our communities, like what Mother Teresa IP was mentioning. She was very clear that not all of us can do great things, but many of us can do small things, right? And that small things matter. So when you put a lot of small things together, it becomes a great thing. The other thing is Mahatma Gandhi. Again, service is not something that you can just hunt for, right? You just give yourself up into something and then it starts developing yourself as a better individual. And the last one, if you want to change the world, it is not done by an army. It is done by people, right? Everything is started by a small set of people. So let's make sure that our small set can actually deliver big things together. So thank you. Now, what we'll do is we'll run a strategy video if time permits. Otherwise, we can send the link. I don't know how much time we have. This is 7 or 8 minutes video, right? So, RD, with your permission, we can run it.
Yes, please.
Welcome, friends and members of Wise Men International. Today, I'm excited to share with you the transformative journey outlined in Strategy 2032, a 10-year blueprint that will propel YMI into an organization eminent in fellowship and community impact. Strategy 2032 is not just a plan, it's our commitment to attract a new generation of global citizens. We want to grow, energize, and create a relevant and enthused movement working for an equitable and sustainable world. Strategy 2032 begins with 2 pillars, preservation and modernization, and envisions building a bridge between them. As we enter our 2nd century, we shall safeguard the following key elements which have come to define our movement: our fellowship, our community engagement, the autonomy of clubs, our internationalism, our core values, and our loyalty to the YMCA, while finding new and adaptive ways to build a strong and universal identity, our service model to be attractive to a younger generation, our methods of collaboration and partnership with YMCA and other NGOs, our fundraising strategies, effective and contemporary operational and organizational parameters. Over the next 10 years, YMI must promote a single and cohesive brand image. YMI must prioritize gender, cultural, racial, and religious sensitivity to fulfill its promise of being a movement open and welcoming to all interested in joining our mission. YMI must be creative and willing to change to achieve results. Strategy 2032 identifies 3 service priorities for all clubs: education, environment, health. All clubs are expected to align their activities and projects accordingly. Rollback Malaria retains a special place as our international YMI Global Impact project. Clubs should plan to actively promote this program. Strategy 2032 means greater fellowship, stronger servant leadership, membership diversity, meaningful and measurable impact in the areas of education, environment and health through both local and international engagement. Secure YMI's future. Introduce Strategy 2032 to your club. Take action today.
Hi there, wise men, friends and family. Let's look at how we might take Strategy 2032 from theory to reality. Here are 5 key elements and associated actions for you and your club to consider this year. Fellowship. Encouraging diversity through intergenerational and multicultural engagement. Think about inviting family members and youth to participate in club activities. Promoting interclub gatherings. Forming international brother club relationships. Leadership. Building enthused and effective teams. Think about introducing opportunities for personal and professional development. Recognizing and building upon existing talent. Setting new challenges, providing motivation and mentorship. Community impact. Making a difference locally. Think about implementing or developing further club projects in the fields of education, environment, and health. Pursuing purposeful partnership with the YMCA and other NGOs to build awareness and collective impact. Sharing and promoting the good work of your club as a public relations tool and to inspire other YMI clubs around the world. Global impact. Uniting for a common cause for exponential results. Think about joining campaigns on issues related to education, environment and health, both within YMI and externally. Fundraising for our international programs, such as building fellowship, environmental protection, rollback malaria, time of fast. Partnering with other clubs on a common project. Growth. Increasing our presence in terms of membership and geographic representation. Think about making the recruitment and retention of quality members a priority. Acting as mentors to new and young clubs whenever possible. Working actively towards gender balance. Together we will achieve our goals.
Thank you. So there is a call to action. We have some more slides, but we'll just mention what is the call to action that 32 strategy is recommending. So maybe next slide, and then we can leave to questions. So, there are priority areas that has been identified. One, as the presentation or the video said, fellowship, more community growth. This is definitely something that we need to concentrate on. Family, youth, cultural fellowship, as you can see. Definitely the other one is membership quality. It's not just getting anybody who's half-hearted into the club. Whoever is joining the club has to be committed, and it has to be someone who really means something to our organization and to themselves, right? So the quality of the club and quality of members is extremely important. Then the growth will happen, right? And the third one is leadership. As individuals, as clubs, as regions, bring our movement into a leadership position. So this is what it is, and that creates impact, and we can start some advocacy. And there are a lot of initiatives on advocacy, and there is an opportunity for us to bring together some real meaningful change in our societies. So this is the call to action for Strategy 2032. There is one question that has come from Viceman Sabin. asking if the we are not going through all of the rest. You can take your time to study that. There are enough material available. There is a question from Viceman Sabin that whether our protocols of conducting the meeting, is it international or what the region has said? To the best of my knowledge, these are something that has been handed over traditionally, because I've seen the same thing from 1984 when I was probably 14 years or 12 years. So I think maybe RD, you can explain whether this is something that is set.
Viceman Renjith, please, can you start your session, please?
Yeah. Let me just share my screen. Okay, thank you, Aras, for the introductions. I will go through this quick slide and overview of what is iMIS. I will go through what is the meaning of iMIS, what is iMIS doing, and what it means for the admins and their responsibilities. This is an overview session, and the idea is to educate the club secretaries who are the designated iMIS admins for this year. There's a detailed step-by-step tutorial video. I will share that. You can go through it, and the details are there. I will go through the basics, which will enable you to take this forward. I hope everyone can see my screen, so I will continue that. Okay, first and foremost, so this is iMIS. This is not to be confused with the regional portal. That is something different, and there will be a session for that after this. So iMIS is the official membership management platform for Weissman International. This is where what is entered over here is what the international sees of your club. So all the other submissions, all the other details are not the ones which are seen by international. What is entered in iMIS as a club management platform, that's what is seen by international. Now, on this, I've shown 4 points over here. One is the portal link. I will share that. That's the portal on which you'll be logging in to manage the iMIS features. The second is a link to the training video. Now, that's an 18 minutes video. And I would really advise every admin to watch that session in full. The reason is the portal is not exactly that friendly. And they have specific process in adding, modifying members, entering officer positions. It has to follow through a certain process. So it is best you watch that full 18 minutes. It's only 18 minutes. So you do that, you can do all these things, and it is very clear. So I will share that after this. The third thing is who has access to the portal. As of today, all the club secretaries will be enabled with iMIS admin by default. Now, if you want somebody else from your club to be the iMIS admin, that is fine. You can reach out to me and I will enable that person. So that's not an issue. Now, the other thing is the first time login. So none of you have received an email or anything across on it. I will be sharing the detail on our WhatsApp group. The username for that first time login of your club admin will be the email address which you have given, which you have updated into the system. That's the login. Now you can go to the first page, you can reset the password and start it off from there. So that would be the high level overview of what is iMIS and how you can access and the details. Now, I will go over the key activities which you will be doing on iMIS. So there are 3 key things which you do on iMIS. The first one is add new paid members, update their details when they change, remove members, or when they leave. Now, for every member, we have to add a few things which is mandatory. That's the full name, their photograph, email address, and current mobile number. These are a couple of things which are used to identify them and flag them as users which which international can use. So, now, the second point is what all now, apart from name and details which are added over here, what else, what other information are you expected to update over there? You should be adding the president, the secretary's details, the treasurer, and the president-elect details across into iMIS. There is a section for the club officer details to be updated. You should add these details, and you should be giving the start and end period which is the current wisdom year is the start and the end period. You should be adding it over there. You can add them over there. Now, one important point again, this is not explaining who should be added over there, wise men, wise women. These officers, if you are adding over there, they should be either wise men, wise woman, or a paid wise youth who is there on iMIS. Only a user or only a member who is on iMIS can be designated any of these roles. And these are the minimum roles which should be updated into the system. That's one. Now, the third thing is who are these paid members? I already mentioned. Minutes, wise spouse, wise links should not be entered into iMIS. This is something specific to iMIS only. Only wise men, wise women, and paid wise youth details should be entered. Now, why does this matter? The regional and international invoices are generated from the names and the details you enter over here. If you enter someone who shouldn't be paying for the international fees, they will get billed. So you should not be entering whoever is not supposed to be a paid iMIS member. I hope that part is clear. Now, certain things about using the portal. Now, the first thing is deletion. When you remove a member from iMIS, their tenure and history gets removed. So I can't bring that back easily. So the tenure, the history is completely removed. So before you delete, please be sure if there is any doubt the member is going to return or you're not certain they have left, make sure that it is the case before you remove or deleting is very easy, but undoing is not very practical. So that's on the deleting part. Now, of late, I've received transfer requests. Transfer is not a feature or functionality which is available on the iMIS portal directly. So instead, you might think you can delete the user and let the member go to the new club and add that over there. No, you shouldn't do that. Don't delete and then go and add it over there, because again the tenure and the details get missed out. So instead of it, you need to send me if you are if you're transferring a particular member from one club to the other, from the club where they are leaving, you need to issue a letter which is approved by the club's president or the board for that member's transfer. And then the acceptance confirmation from the joining club and the member's name and email. That's all that is required, and I can have a transfer process done. Now, I cannot do it. I need to request the international team to have this transferred. Only then the tenure and details and the same member ID and everything continues. So that's on the transfer. Club name and district, you cannot edit and change. So don't expect there is an editing option. There is no editing option for club name and district changing or anything of that sort. The club admin cannot do that. If there is such a case, please check on this. Let me know if that is something which is approved, because the name and details should be as per what the charter you have received. If there is anything else as per the charter which should be different, let me know. That I can help you out. Now, few quick things which you might not see in the training videos. The name is a member's name. When you add it over there, it's permanent. If you make a typo, you type something wrong over there, you cannot edit it back. So the name, first time when you're adding a member, make sure it is exact. No typos and no character issues and other things. That's important. The second thing is, this is another thing which is not said in the training. The email address, they would say the email address can be edited, but the email address you enter the first time is the user's login access. That cannot be changed. So make sure the first time when you're adding a member, even though they are not going to be an admin right now, in future they might be an admin and I will have an issue at that point. So entering a member, enter the name. Keep in mind the name and the email address is permanent. Only enter verified email addresses. It's quite easy to verify that across with your member. Enter that verified. So name and email has to be, you have to be very sure about it before entering. Everything else you can edit and modify on your own at any time. So that's that. Then the portal part of it. So I just put in a few screenshots. So the users who have not seen it, I'm just giving you an idea. This is the main sign in or the portal page. You can, the first time user, if you are the designated admin, you can go click on forget password, type your username, which is your email address, and you'll get a password reset. You can start off from there. This is how the portal would look to the admin. You will see this is a member's detail over there. You can see the member's profile, photo, address, and other things. Again, this will be explained very clearly in the tutorial video. You can go by that and you will understand how to do it. That is not an issue at all. Now, the other thing is you can click on the members list, club members, and you can see a full list of your members. Now, keep in mind, my name would pop up over there in your club, and you don't have to be concerned that that will add to your member list. No, I am just added over there as a admin over there. You don't have to be concerned about that at all. That name is not included in your club's list. So it will be there in every club. My name would be there. So that is not counted to your membership list. So that's on a very high level what iMIS is and what the things are. I mean, it's very few things. It's very simple to do. All you have to do is attend that 18-minute training and you'll get it. Now, one more thing I wish to cover is iMIS and the roster. So there are two things. I covered the iMIS portal. This is something which goes to Weissman International for paid members only. And this is what the invoices would be based on the from Weissman International. And you have to update it on the portal. We cannot just browse and upload your contact list or roster list. You might be thinking that we cannot. It has to be edited one by one. So that is why we're asking the clubs to update it. So that's on the iMIS. Whereas on the roster side, roster is something which could be an Excel sheet or it could be an online portal where the regional details would be entered. All your members list can be updated over there, and it's something which you require to be updated properly for participating in regional, zonal, and district events. That's on the regional roster side. That could be an Excel sheet or it could be on a portal. You will be updating this year. One thing just so for clarity, so iMIS again is paid members for international, roster is for everyone for the region. And every member which is there on iMIS must be there on the regional roster, whereas it will not be the other way around. So there is no way that an iMIS member is not there on roster. Last year I had some issues. Some members are there on the roster, on iMIS, and surprisingly they are not there on the roster. This is wrong. That cannot happen. Every member which is there on iMIS will be there on your club roster. So that is that. And this is the dates. So just to get an idea, iMIS portal has to be updated by the 25th of July. I'll get you access across. The portal has to be updated. It's rather straightforward. Update the details, add or remove members as required. So iMIS portal completion is 25th of July. Normally, the roster submission is also on the same date. This is something that the RS can confirm. And I know the semester payments have to be completed before 10th of August. And one more thing is that, see, once the deadline date is given, 25 July, and you go and edit and update the details after that, yes, the details are updated. But unless that date is extended, the report has already been taken. So whatever changes you make will not be taken into consideration by international team till the next semester reporting, which is in Jan 2027. So whatever invoices, billing, whatever thing would be done based on this particular date, what information you have updated onto the system. So keep that in mind. And we have created a WhatsApp group for iMIS and MER portal admins. All the club secretaries have added. Some, I forgot, there were one or two presidents requested access to it. I have given to that. And if it is not your club secretary who would be updating this portal, please let me know. I will add whoever is that person over there. And because I would like to inform them what needs to be done and how. I mean, all these details, I will share the slide as well. And the links to these logins and the training video, I'll update it over there. So, any questions you have?
Thank you. We need to move on to the last session. Okay. Thank you, Weissman Renjith. Over to Weissman PWF Ajay, who's going to take us through the portal. Ajay, you're there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear, Ajay. Thank you
Yeah,
for your
respected
patience.
RD, council members, RSDs, all the participants. Good evening to all. So, is it possible to share my screen?
No, you can share it yourself. The share thing is option. The option is available. You can just click on share.
So shall we start? This is a small section, so it won't take much of your time. First of all, we went through a wonderful section of Viceman Sherring and Viceman Renjith. I think most of the areas they have covered. Just we are going through the MER portal. So the difference with already Renjith explained that what is the difference between the MER portal and iMIS. iMIS is totally a members management program. Only it is managing the members. That members, so this members count is calculated for the international purpose. But MER portal, we are doing it for the entire operation of MER for this wisdom year. Okay, so there are different activities we are doing that. We can submit our reports, we can find our rosters, we can see the club points. I will go through all of this. Okay, so I think you are clear that what is iMIS and what is MER portal. So some of your earlier club, last year only we started this portal, and all the clubs were using it. It is very simple, easy. You can manage it very friendly. Okay, how to log in the portal? So every club president will get a login credential, so that you can share it with your club secretary, whoever is submitting the reports and whoever is managing the portal. You can share it with them. So the portal already in Viceman Sherring's demo, he has shown the MER portal name, that is wisemanmer.com. So you will get the details through our communications. So we will share all the MER portal URL, how to access the URL and the username and password. So I just go through the portal. So you'll get a screen like this when you are going to wisemanmer.com. So here you can see a button here, proceed to login. Just log in. So you will get the screen to enter the username and password. I'm just using one of the clubs to log in this portal. Once you have logged in the portal, it will immediately ask you to reset your password. So we will be sharing a common password. So you can log in with that. Once you are logged in, it will immediately pop up that change the password. Without changing the password, you cannot enter into this dashboard. Once you change the password only, you will get this dashboard. So once you change the password, nobody else can access your portal. So that username and password is only for your club management. You will not be able to view any other club details. Okay, only the general activities you can find in this portal. Okay, the first thing we are doing in this, next I will go through the functionalities. The main thing is submitting the club reports. So every month you have to submit the report. So mainly 10 reports you have to submit. That is wisdom year. Normally we are it is a 12-month period, but mainly we are considering the activities for 10 months. So if you want to submit a report of a particular month, that you have to submit within the next 10th, before the 10th of the next month. I think you are clear that. So before the 10th of every month, you have to submit the previous month's report. So what will happen if you are not submitting the report before the 10th? Automatically system will move to the next month, or that is the current month. You will not be able to submit your report of your previous month. So be sure that you are submitting a report from 1st to 10th. You will get the period from, suppose you want to submit the next report you have to submit is for the July month. July month report he has to submit on August 1st till 10th. I think you got it. So from 1 to 10, in that period, you have to submit the report of July. If you forget to submit before 10, or if you are trying to submit on 11, you will get a message. You will not get any message. You will see the portal for only August. So you will be able to submit the report of August. You will not be able to submit the report of July. So you will miss the particular month. Okay. So this is the monthly report. We can submit report for the club report and the links report, minutes report, and the youth report. Actually, the youth, only one club is having the youth club, that is the Sharjah club. So they only need to submit the youth report. But all the other clubs has to submit the club report, links report, and minutes report. Club reports you have to submit every month, but the links and minutes report we are submitting quarterly only. Okay, so when you are going to a particular report, it will say if it will system will automatically calculate that you are in which quarter and you can submit that report. It is like that. So 4 quarters you can submit. So we'll go to the club reporting screen. This is the first dashboard menu card is the club report. So you can just click on submit monthly report. It is very easy. It is automatic points. You have to just select it. So we have separate sections. The first section is club meetings. Your club has done a meeting this month. You have to press yes. If you are not done, don't select that one. If any celebrations you have done this month, you have to press yes or no. So like that, family build-up. Every month there are some questions will be there. So suppose if it is Onam, did you celebrate Onam? So Onam will not come in this report when that particular the next month after the Onam, that particular question will come. You can select it. Did you celebrate Onam? So it will come like that. So the system is controlling that according to if you want to Founders Day. Normally it is in November, so in the December report it will ask you did you celebrate Founders Day or the January report. Okay, at the end, after submitting all this information, at the end you can enter the additional comments. So you can write whatever you want, you have done other than this particular checklist. And you can upload some supporting documents as images or PDF files to support your particular report. And finally, you can submit report. Okay, this is the only option. In 5 minutes, you can submit the report. So once you submit the report, if you are going back, you can press the home button and you go back to the dashboard. You can see that view last submitted report. If you are clicking there, you can see the report you submitted. So this is a sample report, one of the clubs submitted. So I'm just showing that it will say whatever you submitted, you can see everything. And at the right side, you can see the points as well. Yes, a second, sorry. Yeah, you can see the points and finally how much point you have scored, your last point you can see. I think you can view my screen, right? Hello?
Yes.
Yes,
Sanjeev.
yes.
Okay. So see, you can see here the attached documents. Everything will be viewed over there. So everything you can see on your dashboard. Okay, same way. You can do the links report. This is a quarterly report. You can select the event. When the event is happened, you can press a plus sign here. Any other event is happened, you can add it like that way. And you can write the additional comments, upload the supporting documents, and submit the report. So that report also you can view it over there. Whatever you are submitting, everything you can view it over there. Okay. Like that way, Vice Youth report and Vice Minutes reports, everything can be submitted. Okay, this reports are submitted and calculated the points as per this point system. See, there is a point system card. You can click on that. This entire system, it will show that how it is displaying. See, installation of office bearers on or before 31st July, you'll get 50 points. Okay, that is a one-time point. So you'll get 50 points the entire year. But if you are doing family meetings, that is 10 into 15. 10 into 15 means you are doing 10 meetings and each meeting is 15 points. So you'll get total 150 points. Suppose if you are doing only 9 meetings, you'll get 135 points only. Suppose if you are doing 11 meetings or 12 meetings, but you will get only 150 points. I think you are clear that. Okay, this is the way the point system is working. But this is the point system of the last year. Our current RD will rework these points and you'll get a new point system over there. Okay. This next thing is the club roster. See, already Renjith explained that what is iMIS and what is MER portal. See, normally this roster submission is 25th of this month, July. I think our regional secretary or the concerned person will send you a template to submit the roster. We have done it last time like that way. So in that roster, there will be a column that which person is paid and which person is non-paid. Suppose a vice youth is paid, you can select it as paid member. If it is not, you can leave it like that. So that way we will understand that who all are the paid members and non-paid members. All the paid members total payment, all the paid members will be there in the iMIS. According to that, you are paying to the international, regional, and all our subdivisions of officers. And here what we are doing is we will add all the members, all your vicemen, vicemenettes, vicelings, and vice youth. All the members will be added. You will be getting an option to update your vicelings to, suppose a particular viceling is moved to vice youth, but in the roster, when you submitted as viceling, but you want to change to vice youth, you have an option. There is an edit button. Click that, and that member details will be there. You change from vicelings to vice youth, and suppose by mistake son you changed it as daughter or vice versa, that also will be able to correct the relationship, so that you can do that. So that this particular roster we are using for all our events registration. Okay, next we'll go to the events registration. See, we will be having different activities this year. Last year we had badminton, regional sports, regional cultural, everything will be there. All the registration will be happening to this MER portal dashboard. Suppose regional sports, I'm just going to the regional sports form. And now the sports is over, you cannot see that form. Okay, everything is blocked now. So the form will be there, all the events will be shown there. Even you can see the events over here. What are the events we are planned for that particular year? So that will be updated according to the current year. And so when you are going to the form, that is also a form. You can select the event, select the participant name. So you don't want to type anything, just drop down. Already our roster is there. According to the roster, if it is a vice youth, only the vice youth will show over there, and you can select one of the vice youth. If it is a viceman, suppose viceman 50-meter race, there will not be any vicemen shown over there or vicelings shown over there, only vicemen. So you can select one of the vicemen from that group. It is very easy. You can select it, submit it. Your registration, event registration will be completed. So this is the way the web events are happening. It is a simple dashboard. You can go through it. You can see whatever it is. And another thing is the regional calendar. So the regional calendar will be shown over here. So this year it is not updated. We will be doing that. So what all activities are there, regional teams will be there, projects, what is happening, everything will be displayed over here. And finally, we have a download section. So whenever you are getting time, you go through that download section. Most of the content will be updated over here. What is code of conducts, what is vice minutes manual, RD and RDLX manual, club president manual. Just click it, you will see everything. Even you can download it and you can use it. All the manuals are here. And one more thing at the end I have mentioned here, that is communication style guide. How your communication has to happen. So there is a written rule in that, that is the branding. So how your logo should be, what font has to be used, and which way you have to present it, how you have to write Wiseman International, everything is there in this guide. You can follow that. So all the activities and everything, communication will be in the same format, and all the clubs can follow that. Okay, so these are the main functionality of the MER portal. You can suggest that anything is missing, so that we'll try to update in the system, and any new activities you want to add, so that also we can do that. Your comments and suggestions are appreciated. Thank you very much. Any questions about the portal, you can ask me.
It's a very good system. Maybe, the resources at the end, if you can just go down, maybe some more resources can be added, like the international
Yes, sure.
constitution or something.
Yes, we can. Yes, our MER constitution is already added. International constitution we can add into this, and yeah, whatever documents we can add, suggest me which are the ones you are looking for and which are the ones need to be added. We can do that. Generally one more thing. So you can see reset password whenever you want to reset the password, you can do that. And the password, username and password, keep it confidential. Don't share with any other club members. And every year we will be resetting that. The new PSTs will be getting the new username and password. So the previous year details you cannot use it to log into the system.
So this access is, Ajit, this access is only given to one person from each club, right?
Yeah, we will be sharing the club president. His responsibility is to whom to share it in their club. And once the username and password is shared to the clubs, we will not be responsible anything is happening to your login page. That is your club responsibility.
And when a particular club, like you said, looked at Sharjah, they will have access to only Sharjah roster, right?
Yes. It is unique to each club. Only that particular club details are displayed on the screen.
And all these features like the roster and all that, those are template basically which we can expand and make it more. We can have more information loaded onto this, right?
Definitely. That's why I ask you. See, your feedback and comments is well accepted. Share it with me. We can improve the portal. We need to improve the portal. So already Indian area asked me that can we do it for all the regions. So there is a positive response from Indian area. So we'll see that.
Yeah, eventually they should go I mean, what do you say, global actually, not just region or areas basically. So that's a good thing. It's a really good sort of portal. And yeah, because I was thinking when I looked at it, I was thinking, why couldn't we have the manual Excel template, fields to be loaded onto this and this? So club anyway is using this. Why can't they use the roster here and instead do away with the Excel spreadsheet?
Definitely. And this is your club credentials, but the officials will be having like RD, LRD, DG, all will have separate logins. They will be able to see all the reports. Whatever you are submitting, everything these officials can view that. And finally, end of the year, your consolidated report will be displayed to them. So don't think that nothing is only that particular month they can see that. No, end of the year, the complete report will be shown to the official. So this year we utilized like that way. We awarded the awards distributions. Most of the award distribution we have done that way. Definitely, you can just log into the system. You can select a club, so you can see the total points they acquired and all the details. What are the activities they are doing? Everything you can see in this.
Yeah. So first and foremost, G, is for us in the regional team basically to update the point system, right? The award criteria.
Yes. According to this point system, the club is viewing the total points.
Yeah.
Good evening. I just have a small query regarding the submission of regional registration form. So suppose we are registering for the sports event. If we make, as I understand, when we make the registration, we will be getting the payment link as well, right? In the same.
No, this is not a payment gateway system. Payment details
we
will
just
be
have
sent
to add the participants.
Yeah, you will get the total amount how much you have to pay. That will come automatically at the bottom. Once you selected and submitted, all the total amount will show at the bottom. That our club regional treasurer will send you a performer and you can pay according to that.
Okay, so once we make the registration, is it possible for us to later on delete any participants and add somebody else? Or is it like one-time submission?
No, it is possible. See, we are giving a deadline for you. So suppose our cultural meet is happening next month. So the last date of submission is 10th of July. Sorry, 10th of August. Till 10th of August, you can go and edit that particular registration form.
Okay.
Once the last date is over, you will not be able to. It will be locked.
Okay, understood. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay, we are past the time. It's almost 10:30. So we're gonna no more for any final questions? Faji? Okay, thank you. Thank you all. May I call Shaji Weissman, the Regional Treasurer, Shaji Manohar, for a vote of thanks? A quick vote of thanks, please.
Hi, good evening. My voice is audible?
Yes, yes.
It is clear, right? Okay. So, good evening, respected dignitaries and distinguished trainers and all the Weissman Club cabinet members. It is my privilege today to propose a vote of thanks on behalf of the regional leadership team, as well as the district and zonal leaders and all the cabinet club members and all the participants who are present here for the training session. So basically, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude. It is echoing, huh?
There is a echo.
Okay. So it's my privilege to propose the vote of thanks on behalf of the leadership team, regional leadership team, the cabinet members, and also the district and the zonal leaders. So my heartfelt gratitude to our lead trainer, which is LTOD HM Sherring Thekekara, as well as our second trainer, which is PWF Ajit John Thomas, the regional portal management, and Viceman Renjith Chempakara for the regional webmaster. So thank you very much for your inspiring and the enlightening session that has been taken over here today, taking us through all the procedures and also giving a lot of insight about the strategies, goals, and everything. Really, it was a grateful insight with the iMIS and the portal management system as well. So what I see here, thank you very much. I understand that the time and effort that you had taken in preparing and delivering the session are truly appreciated. All the knowledge that has been gained, I'm confident that the leaders will be using it to serve the community better with greater efficiency, commitment, and excellence. Also, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to our regional leadership team, starting with our regional director, Viceman PWF Manoj P. Nair, our regional secretary, Viceman HRM Varghese John, and our zonal LRD, Vice Women HRM Lenny Ibrahim, and all the other cabinet members for working tirelessly around the clock in order to make this program a huge success. Also, my huge appreciation goes to all the participants over here who had really put a lot of efforts, and even with their active involvement and also very thoughtful questions they had raised today, and for their enthusiastic participation. So thank you very much for all the members. With this, I conclude this session as officially successfully concluded. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you all. It's been wonderful. Thank you all. It's the kickoff meeting was a success. Although we needed more participants, would have been good.